how do you think is the best way so that students can start building their profile in such a way that their LinkedIn SEO rank gets boosted, or how do you think that works? What are the best ways to do it?
Yeah. So when I first started blogging, yeah, let me just share a little bit about my blogging story, right? Before I blog, right, I actually become a mentor and like sort of like created help my friends like in analytics in universities to sort of like create applications for them to spoil the market, right? So in marketing, I sort of like teach them how to use social media analytics so that they can get A plus. That's what I do when I was in university.
Amazing.
So there was some projects like that. Then I have like I book a room and then like I sort of like tell them, okay, so this is how you do a data analysis, and if you do it right, you can get A plus in your marketing class. So so I had that kind of story. So I really like sort of like teaching and sharing other people, helping other people. And I did a YouTube during that point of time, right, to sort of like automate these things. Then story short, I decided to start blogging when I was working at Visa, simply because like, yeah, I think I can do that, right? I can like keep like working. I got used to it already and I can blog. So my intention of blogging is very simple, is in order just to communicate my ideas and help people, right? to start web scraping and like develop something and get them get accustomed to what I think analytics is, right?
Mm.
But sooner or later, I get a lot of questions from LinkedIn. I always like redirect all my interactions on LinkedIn because like that's like the easiest way to communicate with them, and I can see their profiles, their working experience directly. So that's why I use LinkedIn, and I just keep going through it until like 1 year later. Then I got the calls from the HR at Google. I thought it was a spam and I thought it was a fraud because like why would Google like do headhunting, right? Um, but apparently it's real, and then I did interviews, and throughout the interviews also I mostly just spam a lot of like not spam, I position my blogs URLs to sort of like communicate my thoughts, right? For example, like, oh yeah, I know about regressions because I'm working on this. If you want to know more, then this is my blog. And it gives you an extra points, right? In terms of like, oh, you have a blog, so you have an audience, I have numbers. Perfect, right? So by the
You
end of the day, I think blog is the one that gave me this headhunting. Mm.
they saw you being dedicated
Right?
to the field of data science and data analytics, so that
Yeah.
added a lot of extra good points to your profile, I assume. So you said you published Medium articles, right? So what is your Medium handle so people who want to follow you?
Yeah. Let me try send you on chat here. So it's called. You can type my name,
Yep.
Vincent Tatan, and you can Google it. Um,
And the
there's going to be a Medium.
many interviews generally a candidate has to go through before getting a job as a data scientist. So I assume that there is a telephonic round, then there is the aptitude interview, then the technical round, and there is also a behavioral round. So can you tell us?
Yeah. Right. For me, when I did interviews at different companies as well, I did one at Shopee and Gojek as well.
Mhm.
Normally for me it's like five, 4 to 5.
Oh,
And what are these 4 to 5 consist of is that the first one would be like HR. So they will like try to position you in a certain department. And the second one would be the manager.
mhm.
So the manager will be giving you like technical interviews and behavioral interviews, right?
Mhm.
So that will be the second part. The third part will be regional directors. So for example, I reside in APAC, so there's a APAC regional directors. And the fourth one will be the global directors. So we had that as well. There, I talked to people from managers from USA,
Mhm.
and finally there is a person from other team, right?
Okay.
So that's how they prevent bias, is that they will have people from other team that have nothing to do with your metrics, and then they are trying to interview you, see whether you are suitable for culture of Google. And then by the end of the day, they will collect hiring packets from all of those interviews. And in USA somewhere, there's a hiring packet committees. And what they do is that everything is unanimous. They don't know your race, they don't know your gender, and after that, they will see like whether this is a strong hire or not strong hire. And you better have a unanimous decisions to get it because it's quite competitive.
That how much time does it whole thing take?
Um, I think last time I had it in February,
Mm-hmm.
February or March this year. Uh, sorry, last year, 2019,
Mm.
February and March, and I got my offer somewhere around July. So it's like 4 to 5 months.
Wow. So that when you took the interview and the time till you got the job, it took 4 to 5 months. That's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was quite different from different people. I saw people that are really on fast track, and I saw some people that are not at fast track. For me, like there were like a couple of things that were going on, I think. So that's why it took me like 4 months, I think. But I can't really remember why.
Is it normal for people to wait for 4 months to get the call back from the company, or was your case an exceptional one?
So for me, it depends, right? For me, it's actually a very constant callback. That's what I really like from Google is that when they are hiring you, they actually have a very solid structures of when they are going to call you back or where you can reach out to them if you need more questions and helps. So it's quite structured. So I don't really mind waiting for 4 months because I know when my next interview is. And in
Mm.
fact, the gap is actually a good time for me to invest more to how to prepare for the interviews.
True.
So that yeah, but I think some people can request faster ones, but it depends on the company.
So what portals can freshers use, or people who are looking to get into job in a FANG company they can use? Is it Lead Code or is it Hacker Rank? And I believe there is a book called
Uh,
Coding Interview also. So what do you prefer and why?
yeah. For me, it will be the most famous one for data scientists and analysts is Kaggle.
Hmm.
So Kaggle is also acquired by Google. So if you have like Kaggle in Google, then it's like huge things. But for me, I guess I didn't prepare for it, right? I wasn't like thinking of becoming a data scientist,
Hmm.
and I just got headhunted, right? It's because of my blog. So again, it really depends. I guess some people can use their Kaggle, which is huge in India as well, to sort of like solidify their positions and knowledge. But some people they just join to HackerRank or maybe like they just create some portfolios, build a startup. So do whatever that you think you like, and I think they can reach out to you in many different ways.
So I believe GitHub profile also plays a really big role in the hiring process.
Yeah, so I guess like one selling point that I have is that I have a solid GitHub profile because I use Medium and GitHub for creating POCs, proof of concepts, and communicating it.
So does having research paper also give a candidate upper hand while getting the job?
That really depends. Depends on what you are going to do. If you are supposed to release a paper, I think maybe like DeepMind research scientists, let's say, then yeah, you need to have like proof that you have released a paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that would be the requirements. But if you were like me, let's say that I'm more on application side of machine learning, in image recognitions, then you don't really need research paper, but you're more on like implementing an existing infrastructures, like let's say a TensorFlow and TensorFlow extended to a certain situations and application, right?
Yeah,
So that one you don't need research paper.
cool. Makes a lot of sense. That was quite insightful. So what advice would you like to give freshers, as these are unprecedented times? No one expected this to happen just before their graduation or by the time see this time, and build their profile and actually look at it as a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. I guess the blessing of these guys are quite a lot. Like for example, for me, I was actually a data scientist intern at Lazada, but then because of acquisition, then all the plans sort of like fell out, right?
Mm,
Um, so I became a software engineer. I tried to. So one thing that you can think about it in the in the time of like pandemic and tough moments is to keep open-minded, right?
mm,
To keep your options open. And so just a one-liner like is there are three things. So the first is to prepare for war, right? To prepare for war because like analytics is I have to say um, is very huge right now, and everyone wants to become like data analyst and data scientist. There's a huge hype on it. But the thing is that there are some companies that realize that they might not be ready, and the saturations and also like the competitions, I think they will be very high, especially in the terms of like pandemic. A lot of people get laid off, and they are like all very huge talents, right? They have like been doing their work how many years, and they've been learning how many. So they have like head starts, right?
true.
So the first one is always like prepare for war, right? Because supply is getting higher out there, but demand might not be getting higher, especially in these tough moments. So prepare for war. And the second one is have fun, right?
Mm,
If you don't get what you want, I'm sort of like optimistic and realistic. So if you don't get what you want, just keep optimistic. Do whatever that you can. Maybe that's the time for you to learn more, spend time with families, and also think about something else besides career. If you can get career, then thanks be to God. But if you cannot, then yeah, don't lose hope, right?
Those were some
And
wise words.
mm,
Those were some really wise words from your side. Where do you see the
yeah,
industry moving in
mm,
the next decade, in the next 10 years? What changes can you predict
mm,
from whatever is happening in the industry, and be it
yep.
innovation or be it application of AI or machine learning into this industry, or how do you, where do you think the industry is headed?
Mm, yep. So yeah, to know about this, we can extrapolate from the past, right? In the past, data scientists sort of like become the sexiest job in the 21st century. There's a paper on that created by DJ Patil, right, which is like Obama's data scientist.
Yes.
So in the past, okay, let's start from there, and people start talking about data scientists. In 2013, no one talks about data scientists, right?
One.
2017, 2018, everyone talks about data science. So it's a huge job, right? But the huge job is there for certain reasons. It's because that it's becoming more and more important with the technological advances. All people are using supercomputers now. Like our phones are actually supercomputers compared to the 1960s after World War II. Yeah, it's huge, right? And by the end of the day, data scientist is no longer the new oil, but data scientists will become the new electricity. Like right now, we all use electricity in whatever that we do, right? In our laptop, in our lights, everywhere we use electricity. And we don't really think that, hey, we are really thankful that electricity is there, right? We don't really think about electricity at all. It becomes invisible. So in the future, data scientists will become invisible as well. And it becomes more and more relevant, especially when business jumping in, politics jumping in, many different kind of fundings in terms of STEM. They're working on data science right now. It's all going to be combinations of these three sectors: education, politics, and business, right? And when those three melts, it will keep becoming a huge relevant things in the future. But of course, now there are more questions regarding ethics, especially regarding Black Lives Matters, data privacy. So I think now we are heading towards ML interpretability and machine learning fairness to how you can be fair towards like minorities and some specific ethnics that were being disadvantaged. So that's where it's going head to, but the relevance is going to keep increasing as the time goes on.
Yeah. Thanks, Vincent. You gave a lot of insightful advice and your invaluable experience. Thanks for sharing your invaluable experience with us today. It was really amazing
Mm,
with you, and I'm pretty sure a lot of college graduates and freshers who are looking to make a name in the data industry, they would really love to hear this and from a industry experienced professional like you. So
Take care and stay safe.